Rolling.
All right. Well, I'd like to show you my motorcycle. You know, this is quite a motorcycle, actually. You know, in the world of Panhead Harley-Davidsons, this one here shines. It really does. It's got plenty of power. It's got plenty of stopping power. You know, there's a number of different things about it that I like to show you. You know, the first thing I want to show you is that the engine is a 58 Panhead and 1200 cc's. 74 cubic inches. You know, it's got aftermarket heads. It's got STD heads on it with the big valves. It's got solid lifters and solid push rods. You know, with very little valve clearance whatsoever. The only valve clearance it gets is when it warms up, and you would think maybe that might burn the valves or do something along those lines, but it certainly doesn't do that. It's been running now for, I don't know, over 20 years. So it runs perfectly well, and it's got massive amounts of power. So, you know, it's quite an engine. It's got STD heads. It's got Sifton 440 camshaft in it, solid lifters. It's got an S&S 40 millimeter carburetor on it, and it starts real good. It's really quite a nice motorcycle, actually. You know, one of the things I wanted to show you about it is the exhaust system. It's got bolt-on exhaust pipes instead of slip-on exhaust pipes, similar to a shovel head, actually. And it's got a really nice, tight exhaust system. The front pipe goes through the frame like a 2-to-1 pipe does, and the rear pipe goes down between the engine and the transmission, and it zigzags under the transmission and comes out behind it inside the frame, and the whole exhaust system is above the frame. So, you know, one of the other things I've done to it is I moved the shock absorbers from this position at the top to this position at the top, and it lowered the bike down at least an inch at the back end, and it really makes it so that I can reach the ground a little bit easier. The controls have been changed around quite a bit. You know, it's got aftermarket energy absorbing floorboards on it, a little bit further back than aft, or a little bit further back than they are up forward when the bikes are stock. The floorboards are usually up around in here somewhere, but with the floorboards back here, you can lift yourself up, your weight on the floorboards if you anticipated hitting a bump or whatever it is that you might want to do. So I think that's pretty cool. But one of the other things I want to talk about is the braking system. The braking system is been altered quite a bit. It's got a double leading hydraulic drum front brake on it that's got tremendous amounts of power, and it's been working now for well over 10 or 12 years and never had any problems with it whatsoever. It's got the heels of the shoes cut off so that the shoes will move around inside the drum. Both brakes, when you put the brake on, it uses the entire length of the shoe, not just one end of the shoe with the other end anchored in position. That's what makes it work so well, is because it's a double leading shoe and a hydraulic system. The drum's been drilled full of holes to create more surface area for cooling, and it's also lets the gases out from between the shoe and the drum. The front and rear brake drums are the size of they are on a 63 model. So, I mean, that's kind of nice, you know. You know, I've moved the master cylinder back a little bit, you know, and it's really in a nicer position than it was stock. I think the exhaust system on it is very, very clean and nice looking. It's the only exhaust system like that on any Panhead that I know of. I've never seen anybody do that with the rear exhaust pipe, you know, and I've never been pleased really all that much with the exhaust systems on Panheads, but this one here just makes me happy. That's what it does. So, I'm pretty uh, enthusiastic about that. And I wanted to also talk a little tiny bit about the paint job. It's got the black and cream paint job that would have been on a police scheme of that year. And it's got a solo seat like a police bike has. It's got the stock tanks, it's got the stock front end, right? Stock headlight. The only thing it's got on the handlebars is a little bit of a master cylinder for the hydraulic front brake, and it's it's got a little 12-volt battery in it, a sealed lead acid battery. It's got electronic ignition, and a 12-volt system with a 12-volt points regulated voltage regulator, and the thing it's just a great, great motorcycle. The only reason why I want to sell this motorcycle, and I do want to sell it, is that I'm just gotten so old that I'm just a tiny bit afraid to drive it, tell you the honest truth. And I don't want to hurt myself or hurt anybody else, so I've decided that I could use the money and, I'm going to take offers on it. I don't know exactly what I want for it, but I'm going to see what somebody or a number of different people might offer me for it. So we're going to put a phone number up on the internet, and you can call that phone number and get in touch with me, and I'll call you back and we can talk about it. So, it's ready to go out the door, and I thought I might start it up for you a little bit here, and just so you can see how easily it starts, and what it sounds like. It's a tremendously nice sounding motorcycle as well. It's got the stubby mufflers on it. Both pipes, both exhaust pipes are the same length. That really makes them run considerably nicer than they do if one pipe's a lot longer than the other. And I think that is one of the things that really is pleasing about it, is the sound of the motorcycle. It really is. So, the other thing I've done to it is I changed the inside line of the rear fender. I changed the rear tailgate, the inside of the tailgate and the inside of the rear fender, because they just didn't look complementary to the wheel whatsoever. They all look that way, and I wasn't happy with that, so I added some pieces of metal into it and welded them in, and made it look really, really nice. So, that's one thing that's made the bike look a lot cleaner. I think the bike looks a lot cleaner than they do stock, because I've angled the rear shocks like I had said, and it just makes a more complementary look to the motorcycle, really. The other thing I've done is I put this little foot peg right here, so that when I go to start it up, I can stand on that foot peg, because I'm like 135 pounds, you know what I mean? I don't stand on the ground really well and kickstart it. So, like I said, I took the toolbox off and just put a little tool roll up in the handlebars up here, and it doesn't need a lot of tools very often. The thing just goes and goes and goes, and doesn't give you any trouble whatsoever. So, the other thing I had to do in order to mount the rear exhaust pipe like this was cut the mount for the sidecar off the rear swing arm. That made the pipe able to be a little bit higher than it was originally. And the bike's also got the stock handlebars on it, actually, the same bars that would have been on a police bike. And I just think they're the most comfortable bars that's ever been made. They're not awfully high where the blood runs out of your hands when you drive it, and they're just very comfortable. They get a lot of mechanical advantage, and I've never wanted to use anything but those kind of bars right there. And the other thing about the engine is that It's got aluminum connecting rods in it. The original connecting rods were steel, so these connecting rods weigh a third of what the stock connecting rods weighed, and so it had a lot of weight cut off the flywheels. It runs quite a bit differently, really, than a 1200 Harley-Davidson runs, and like I had said before, it's got hydraulic lifters, solid lifters. The hydraulic lifters have been taken out of it, and I put solid lifters in it. It's got a Mallory electronic ignition, and it's got forged pistons, and the forged pistons weigh a third of the stock of regular pistons, the pistons that it came with. So it runs quite a bit different. It's got a tremendous throttle response that it didn't have when it was stock, and it's an absolute pleasure to drive. It really is. The other thing about it is it's a foot clutch. It's got what some people would call a suicide clutch, because if you let up, it's like a car, you're moving. You have to take and put it in neutral if you want to let go of the clutch. So the other thing it's got a ratchet tank shift. But you know, some of these bikes, the police bikes, had tank shifts, but they weren't ratchet. They were like each gear was in a different spot. This one's got a ratchet top from a later model on it, and it's got a shifter from 1954, because in 1954 they came out with this particular shifter, but it was on a click top, what they called a click top. One of the reasons why the police bikes went over to this shifting system was so that they could hold a pistol in their left hand while they shifted, you know, and you wouldn't have to use the clutch with your left hand. So, you know, it shifts real smooth. The clutch works terrific, and it's got a phase 3 belt drive on it, which is smooth as corn silk. You know, it's just the best drive system I've ever experienced, to tell you the truth. So, you know, it's a pretty neat motorcycle, and it's going to be sold to some lucky person, because when they get this thing, they're going to enjoy it for sure. So I think what I want to do right now is just start it up and just show you how it runs. That's a nice sounding motorcycle right there. Mark up the street? Oh, that's terrible. Isn't it?